New videos every day.
Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to part 2 of the third installment of Stress, Inc. I'm Peter McCarthy, a certified traditional naturopath. Today, I want to talk to you about the brand new stress management model I've developed called the Stress Stack. This model allows people to understand how all of the stressors we've discussed earlier fit together and react with the human body, and how those factors impact our health as a result. Because every human being is biologically unique, the mix of stressors that impact their lives is also unique. Therefore, any explanation or depiction of this phenomenon must both allow the expression of that uniqueness and be presented in a format that everyone can understand. During this video, I will simply highlight the components of each block of the stress stack. You can learn about the details when you purchase my book. The first block consists of foods and beverages that cause stress. When ingested by the human body, these are the substances which cause either a direct or indirect activation of the body's stress response. They include all the usual suspects: caffeine, artificial sweeteners, processed sugar, and white flour. The first block of the stress stack, therefore, looks like the diagram depicted here. The second block is lifestyle influences. These are the whole host of factors in our society and therefore our daily lives which impact our body's ability to respond to and withstand stress. Now, many of these factors have become so ingrained in our society that they are widely accepted as normal. Deepak Chopra, MD, calls this phenomenon the hypnosis of social conditioning. Lifestyle influences include employee workloads, the load that corporations place on their customers, traffic jams while commuting, the total work environment, stressful content in the media, relationship fragmentation, sleep deprivation, and the list goes on. The second block of the stress stack, therefore, looks like this. The third block is our own cognitive filter. Of all the stressors which impact the human body, mind, spirit matrix, perhaps the most influential is what I call the cognitive filter. It is the overlay of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual influences and experience through which we perceive, interpret, and act upon the events which shape our reality. By events, I mean the combination of mental activity or thoughts and physical action which we generate, take, or experience throughout our lives. Adding the cognitive filter to the stress stack results in it looking now like this. The fourth block is the nutritional gap. Published statistics show that only 6 to 20% of our population truly eats a balanced diet. With all due respect to the well-meaning advice of the medical community, that means that 80 to 94% of the American population blatantly ignores that advice. This situation is exacerbated by the fast food and high carbs that comprise the standard American diet, ironically abbreviated SAD, our own personal food likes and dislikes, and the declining nutrient values of our produce supply. Our stress stack, therefore, continues to grow. We can now add the nutritional gap as a block of our stress stack, so it looks like this. The fifth block is toxic exposure. It's a little-known fact that our species has been exposed to more chemicals and toxic influences in the last 50 years than during all the prior 200,000 years of human history combined. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency now requires safe handling notices to be posted in workplaces around the country for over 500,000 chemicals. The number of these toxins is increasing at the rate of about 5,000 annually. Some of these toxins include fertilizers and pesticides, synthetic chemicals such as plastic, which are derived from petroleum, synthetic cosmetic products, and prescription drugs. This adds another block to the stress stack, so now it looks like this. The sixth block is what I call the trigger factor. Many people know one or more persons they can describe like this. They've appeared to be in good health for many years. However, when they experience a traumatic event in their lives, such as the loss of a spouse or child, a job loss, or another traumatic event such as an injury-causing accident, they are never the same health-wise again. Their health starts a long downward slide, sometimes slow, sometimes fast, that frequently results in either permanent disability or premature death. Because most people think linearly about their health, they assume that this single event is responsible for their descent into ill health. In most cases, however, this event simply pushes their bodies over the edge, as opposed to being the proximate cause of ill health. As such, we can now add the trigger factor to our individual stress stack, so it looks like this. When you review the individual blocks of the stress stack, you can see that the inputs to each of the blocks varies continually over time. This in turn results in continual changes in both the size of each block and their effects on your body. The effects of each block are always cumulative, though, unless you take positive action to reduce their effects. But perhaps the most important to your understanding is that chronic stress is a holistic phenomenon. In this fast food-oriented society with its emphasis on easy, quick fixes, we tend to gravitate to anything that seems rapid and simple. However, recovering from the effects of chronic stress is neither. The conditions that have created your stress stack have in most cases taken years to develop to their current state. But how do our bodies actually get from point A, or good health, to point B, illness? The answer to that question depends on a basic understanding of our endocrine or glandular system. These are truly the body's energy managers, the arbiters of how our body's finite energy resources are used. That'll be the topic for our next video. So please sign up for Psychetruth, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
If you liked this video, we have hundreds of more alternative videos ranging from sexual health to psychology to mind control. So if you liked it, go ahead and click on me to enter the Psychetruth channel.